What if I told you that one of the best guides for navigating the stress of modern life wasn't in a new app or a best-selling book, but was actually written down over 1,500 years ago? Well, today we're diving into an ancient text that offers a surprisingly practical way to train our minds. So, what we're looking at here is the real deal. It's called the Sūtra on the 11 Thoughts of Mindfulness. And this isn't some new age take on an old idea. Nope. This is a direct translation from the Chinese Buddhist Tipitaka, which is this huge collection of sacred texts. We're looking at a piece of wisdom that's been carefully preserved for centuries. So, that's the big question, right? Can this ancient list of instructions really speak to us today? I mean, can it actually help us deal with all the digital distractions, the burnout, and the anxiety of the 21st century? Okay, let's jump in and find out. All right, first up, let's unpack the ancient wisdom of the sutra itself, and we're going to go through it step by step. You know, what's so great about this text is how brilliantly simple its structure is. It gives us 2 lists, and each list has 11 items. The first list is basically the how-to, the mental practices you need to work on. And the second list, that's the why, the real tangible benefits you get from that practice. It's a super clear map. You do this, and you get that. Simple as that. So let's start with the first list, the practice. These are the 11 ways to remember or, cultivate that mindful, stable awareness. Think of it like heading to the gym, but you're training the muscles of your mind. Yep, 11 distinct qualities to develop. As we go through them, I want you to think about which ones really hit home for you, which ones resonate the most with the challenges you face every single day. Okay, here are the first 4. Purity of intention. This is all about knowing your why and keeping it from getting muddied. Perfect deportment is about how you carry yourself with a sense of purpose and dignity. Then we have focused senses. And I love this. The original text actually calls this undisturbed faculties. It's basically an ancient way of saying stop letting every single notification and distraction hijack your senses. And finally, unwavering faith in the path you're on and the practice you're doing. All right, let's move to the next set. And you can really see how they start to build on each other. Constant courage is all about facing what's in front of you head on. Unaffected by hardship or joy, now this one is huge, right? It's about finding that inner stability so you're not constantly thrown off balance by life's highs and lows. Unforgettable mindfulness means keeping your awareness right here, right now, not letting it just drift away. And presence of calm and insight is that state where you can finally see things clearly without all the mental chatter and agitation. And to round out the list, we've got these last 3, and they are seriously powerful states of mind. Unceasing concentration is that deep, laser-like focus we are all craving. Immeasurable wisdom is the kind of clarity that just naturally comes from that focus. And never tiring of contemplation? This suggests a mind that actually finds energy and even joy in reflection instead of being totally exhausted by it. So that's the practice. That's the work. A commitment to cultivating these 11 states of mind. But why? Why do all this? What's in it for you? Well, that's where the sutra gets to the good part, the payoff. And that brings us to our second list, the 11 rewards. This is the payoff. This is the why you do the how. And look at that. It's that number 11 again. This isn't a coincidence. The symmetry here is just beautiful. It's a powerful way to show this direct link, this cause and effect relationship between the work you put in and the experience you get out of it. The first rewards are all about your own inner peace. And you can see the connection so clearly, can't you? When you practice having focused senses instead of a mind that's all over the place, or you cultivate a presence of calm, it's absolutely no surprise that the result is a mind that's settled enough to sleep peacefully, wake up feeling peaceful, and not be bothered by bad dreams. From there, the benefits start to ripple outwards. When you're practicing things like purity of intention and perfect deportment, when you carry yourself with that kind of clarity and dignity, it naturally changes how other people respond to you. The sutra says you become loved by people. That calm, mindful presence just creates harmony. It even mentions being protected and respected by celestial and non-human beings, which points to this deep feeling of being in sync with the entire world around you. And the final rewards, these speak to a state of profound security. Think back to the practice of constant courage and being unaffected by hardship. When you build that kind of inner resilience, the text says you become unharmed by all sorts of dangers. Now, you can take that literally, or you can see it as a powerful metaphor for life's challenges. Either way, the message is crystal clear. A stable mind is its own best protector. And ultimately, This whole path leads to a good future, the ultimate payoff for a life lived with awareness. Okay, so we've looked at the practice and the payoff, but let's bring it all home. Why does any of this 1,500-year-old advice actually matter now? Let's make that connection super, super clear. I mean, just look at this. It's incredible. The ancient challenge they called undisturbed faculties, that is our 24/7 battle with digital distractions. The call to be unaffected by hardship, that's what we now call stress response and emotional regulation. And the goal of unceasing concentration, well, that's the perfect antidote to the information overload we are all swimming in. The problems aren't new, we just have new names for them. And if all of this feels like a lot to take on, I want you to remember this beautiful metaphor from the tradition this text comes from. Each small moment of mindfulness, each tiny little effort to steady your mind, that's a drop of water. It might seem insignificant on its own, but with consistency, those drops gradually fill the great vessel of your mind, leading to a deep and lasting peace. All the wisdom we've explored today comes directly from the historical canon, and it's been made accessible to us by the amazing work of archives like the CBETA Foundation. It's just a powerful reminder that sometimes the most effective tools for our future can be found by looking deeply into our past. So the only question left is, what one small drop can you add to the vessel today?